From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Monday, January 15th, 2024.
I'm Andrew Burkle with the Free Press Sports Department, and at long last, the Detroit Lions have won a playoff game. It's been 32 years. Heck, it's been 30 years since the Lions were even good enough to host a playoff game. But if you haven't learned by now, none of that matters to Dan Campbell and the rest of the new Lions brass. The losing history, the curses, even the incompetence. Campbell, Brad Holmes, Sheila Hamp, none of them shied away from it since Campbell arrived and changed the culture. In fact, they've really embraced it. So when it all reached a fever pitch at Ford Field on Sunday with the Rams, and of all people, Matthew Stafford knocking at the door, you could feel the weight. The raucous Lions crowd was anxious. Was it really going to end like this? The answer, thankfully for Lions fans, was no. The young face of the franchise, Aiden Hutchinson, drew a crucial holding penalty, putting the Rams behind the 8-ball. And when the Lions got the ball back, it was Jared Goff, the quarterback who the Rams gave up on and even paid a heavy price just to get rid of, who put the nail in the Rams' coffin. With an Amon-Ra St. Brown first down catch after the 2-minute warning, the Lions were able to line up in victory formation, ending the game 24-23. All week leading up to the game, it felt like everything was setting up for yet another patented Lions heartbreak. Prime time against a frisky team not far removed from a Super Bowl. And of course, probably the greatest quarterback in franchise history now playing for the other team. I mean, you can see why fans were nervous. But winning this game in this fashion against this team and this quarterback feels like the Lions just got over two humps at the same time. The ultimate goal still lies ahead. And trust me, the Lions have a long ways to go. But thanks to the Green Bay Packers knocking off the Cowboys, they'll get to do it all again next Sunday at Ford Field. We'll talk to you then.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Keith Matheny. Despite selling more hunting licenses than in 2022, the 2023 firearm deer season in Michigan was a dud statewide. The deer harvest dropped statewide by about 13% from the previous season, and the numbers got worse the farther north you went. In northern lower Michigan, the hunt take was down almost 18% year over year, and in the upper peninsula, it was down almost 29%, with some UP counties seeing a more than 40% decline from 2022. Many frustrated UP hunters blame the robust wolf population there for holding the deer numbers down and say the DNR is undercounting wolves. DNR biologists acknowledge that wolf and other predation is a factor, but say the overall reasons for the depressed hunt go beyond that, to the loss of winter habitat that allows the deer to better survive. And wolves can't explain the deer harvest drop in the lower peninsula since there are no wolves there. Biologists believe the lower peninsula deer population is still on the upswing, but the hunt may have been down this season because farmers couldn't get their corn crops out of the field earlier in November like they usually do. That gave deer a food source and a place to hide without moving around as much as they might normally.
This is Phoebe Wall-Howard, an automotive reporter at the Detroit Free Press. A new survey conducted by Ford Motor Company found that 52% of employed people globally would be willing to take a 20% pay cut for better work-life balance. This is part of a 12-year trend study project by Ford that helps the automaker determine product development, social attitudes, and actions and things that can affect consumer behavior. Other issues touched on involved artificial intelligence, as well as mental health as a top priority, and how some younger families are planning to get dogs and not have babies. It's a major shift in attitude. Go to freep.com to learn more detail about this interesting study.
I'm Sue Salaski, Detroit Free Press food writer. Longtime and iconic Miller's Bar on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn has a new owner. Ali T. Malad, a local businessman and entrepreneur, has acquired the longtime eatery that's been in business since 1941, according to a news release. The sale between Malad and the Miller family was announced on Monday. The new owner is also purchasing the shopping center property upon which the bar is located. Family-owned Miller's is known for its famous no-frills signature ground round burgers, served on waxed paper. Its burgers have received plenty of accolades, both locally and nationally. Malad, who was born and raised in Dearborn, said he will continue with Miller's legacy and that customers can expect the same traditions to continue. Malad says, quote, everyone can expect to enjoy the same atmosphere and the same exact traditions that the Miller family created. I will continue that amazing legacy, he says. Miller's was listed for sale more than 2 years ago as the owners were looking to retire. The building, the restaurant, and its contents went up for sale, along with Miller's liquor license. The initial asking price, according to WDIV TV Channel 4, was $4 million. No sale price was released.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.